Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Omkar Sangita Dilipra, a part of Team AFMG, and today we are glad to have with us two students who have successfully cleared the foreign medical graduate examination. Oh, rather, I stand corrected because these are successful doctors now. So definitely we are glad to welcome Dr. Kritika and Dr. Amir Sohail
Okay.
on this platform to share their views and definitely to answer some of our queries regarding the preparations and their journey for the FMG preparations they had. We would be glad if you could answer all our queries and all the FMG aspirants could benefit from it. So, congratulations, first of all, on your huge success and convey the same to your families as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I would like you to introduce to our audience first. Okay, so ladies first. So, Dr. Kritika, go ahead, please.
So, myself, Dr. Kratika Arvind Kumar Gupta, and I have completed my MBBS from Bukovinian State Medical University, Ukraine, and I cleared FMG in first attempt.
Great. Dr. Amir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So my name is Dr. Amir Sohail, and I have completed my graduation from Bukovinian State Medical University, and I have cleared my FMG exam successfully with the help of FMG.
Great. So congratulations once again on that. Now, my first question to you would be like when did you start your preparations actually? During your UG days or when you came back to India after graduation? Dr. Kratika can start.
Sir, I started my preparation from the starting of fourth year, sir. And after completing my graduation and after coming to India, I decided to join AFMG because my seniors were already there in AFMG, they recommended me to join AFMG, and so I decided to join it.
Okay. What about you, Dr. Amir?
Sir, I have started my preparation earlier also, like after fourth year, but I was not consistent, to be honest. But the main preparation I have started like with the support of AFMG and with the help of AFMG. And during this period, I have really worked hard and really go through all the course and MCQs. That's how I have done. And I came to AFMG with the help of one of my friend who studied his MBBS in China, and he recommended me like to go over AFMG. I went there and it was really good.
Right. So now a lot of people, like you said, both of you are graduated from Ukraine, and we know like none of us is like away from the idea that all of us are quite aware that a lot of things happened in Ukraine. So how did you manage to come out of that and to focus on your preparations? How consistent were you with it, Dr. Hamid?
Yes, sir. Actually, we have done it like quite well, and we came from there in March, Feb end in March, and after that we started preparing for AFMG exam, and we were little confused because we have to go back again. That's why we didn't join any institute also. So we were studying on our own only, and after once we know that we don't have to go there anymore, and we had done our online graduation, then we came to Delhi, and then we started over there only offline classes.
Okay, great. Now I'd like to ask Dr. Kratika, how did you feel? Maybe you would have seen a lot of people using online platforms too. So why did you feel offline classes were important for you, and what was that like? What was that decision based on?
Sir, I felt like offline classes are important because there is interaction of student and teacher. Like we feel lively in the classes. That is not possible in online class. And online classes are only good if like you can make your own schedule at home and you can be consistent with it. But offline is good. I felt like personally offline is was very good for me because we can solve our doubts in offline sessions, and AFMG team and all of the sir, and especially you, like you all motivated us, supported us, and like there was immense cooperation from the team AFMG, sir.
Right, right. I feel that's most important. Like, not everybody is so determined and dedicated to sit for long hours on their own. So
Yes,
maybe
sir.
there, definitely the offline classes plays an important role. Now, I'd like to
Yes, sir.
ask you, Dr. Amber, how did you begin your preparation? You landed up in AFMG, but after that, what was your initial strategy? क्या सोचा था कि करना कैसा है? कुछ idea, कुछ outline?
Sir, in the initial time, I didn't know how to prepare or how to strategize. So first of all, you guys only helped us. Like you helped us in preparing timetables, in preparing schedules, and how to study after, even after class hours, and what to do and how to do MCQs. So I followed those kind of stuff. And after, like, we used to study in class, then after that we used to come back and revise the things which we have studied in class, and we used to solve some MCQs on daily basis. Like in starting we used to do 10 to 20, then we increased day by day, and we used to do these MCQs at night only, like after revising all the stuff. And in the end, like we changed the habit, as you guys told us, like you should do MCQs in the morning because the paper would be in morning. So we changed the schedule to over that only, and we started doing it in morning also. And in the end, we increased the number of MCQs solving, like 50, 70, 100.
Right. So I feel that's most important. That initially all of us are confused, definitely, but at least the bare minimum that we could do is revise all the content that have been taught to us, and then definitely solve MCQs. So you definitely stressed out on solving MCQs. I would like to continue with this question with Dr. Kritika. Like, how important was it for you to solve MCQs, and how many MCQs did you solve in it? And how did you analyze those MCQs? That's more important. Yeah.
Sir, like importance of solving MCQs is like in the starting I used to solve like 50, 60 MCQs. Then I increased to 80, 90, and then 100. And in the last days, like you used to say, like I used to give GTs in the morning time only in the exam time, because our mind should get like acquainted of solving MCQs during the exam time. So that thing I used to follow in the last month. So that helped me a lot, because at the end, like we have to give MCQ only. So apart from reading theories, it was really important, and that helped me a lot in exam time.
True. Now, I would like to ask Dr. Amir, like, I know it's tough sometimes to continue with the long hours of classes, and then even after that, you need to read and revise all the content. So, how did you manage your time to just go through all the content? Because a lot of people complain usually. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. Yes, sir, that is true. Like after, there are some classes which are very long, like 10 to 12 hours classes. And for that, after revising that, it's like really exhausting. But once you told us like you have to at least see the pages, at least
True.
revise once or read from the above only, not deeply or not to understand. Because once if you revise, then you can slightly remember. That's
Right.
what I did. And there were some times like when I didn't feel like to study again after classes. But then I thought at least revise once, at least see the pages once, and then we will solve the MCQs maybe tomorrow morning or after that only. That's how I did it.
So that's more important. I know, like, it gets tough at times to be consistent, but that's the biggest challenge, that you need to be consistent throughout whatever may be the circumstances. That's true. Now, I would like to ask Dr. Kratika, as we were mentioning about the schedules and the MCQs, apart from that, definitely we had all our classes as well. But apart from that, we had to manage our time as well for GTs. You mentioned about GTs that you gave in the last month. How important
Yes.
is it to give grant tests usually, and how important is it to analyze those? Like, a lot of people don't attempt grant tests in the first place because they get demotivated. So what do you feel?
Mm.
What is your take on that?
Sir, GTs are important because they help us to like analyze like which are our strengthening subjects and which are our weak subjects. So that helps me to analyze, and then I used to like study those topics which were weak, and like I used to came to know about my weakness and strength. So in that last time, like I used to give GTs, and then I used to see like from where which part I have to work hard, where I'm doing mistakes. So I will read that particular topic or that particular subject again and go
Right.
thoroughly through it. So that like that giving GTs in that time was really important.
True. That's most important. I feel it's more important to analyze your GTs and to understand your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes,
Their
sir.
GTs definitely play an important role. Now, along with GTs, as we mentioned, a very important thing I would like to ask Dr. Amir is how important is it to revise? Because I feel everybody says revision is the key to success. But what was your plan for revisions? Like, were you planning, as you told, you were revising the content that was taught that particular day? But apart from that, like, how were you revising your content?
Apart from that, like sir, I used to like study in classes, and there were some times like you after 6 to 7 days or 10 days in the initial period, they used to give us holiday between one day. So we used to revise the whole content which we have been taught in the last 10 to 15 days. And other than that, as the time progressed, we started like revising the class content also, and the subject which we have already completed before. So like slowly we start completing the subjects also which we have been completed before, and we revised like that. And along with that, like we used to manage time to give some MCQs or to revise the MCQs which were wrong, and we used to study the explanation why it is wrong, and what is the method over there, and what is the explanation over there.
Right. So that's more important, I feel so. Like revision plays a very important role, definitely in your preparations too. Now, I would like to ask you, Dr. Kratika, there was a time when the exam got postponed and a lot of people got off track. Okay. So at that time, how did you manage to stay on track? Because a lot of people left their studies at that point.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I also took break of around like 1 week when exam got postponed. But then I thought like I have got this golden opportunity and let's not miss it, because it's like really like we were lucky enough to get this opportunity. So I divided my subjects into like which are my weak subject, which are my medium subject, and which are my strong subject. So I tried to convert my
Right.
weak subject into like red, yellow, green category. I tried to convert
Mhm.
red subject to yellow and yellow to green, sir. So I used
Right.
mostly focus on weak subjects and try to at least get a good hold over it, sir. So I utilized that time in like strengthening my weak parts.
That's
Yes,
most
sir.
important, that you actually tried to strategize that time, whatever you had in hand, and
Yes, sir.
you worked on your weaknesses at that point of time. That's most important.
Yes,
How
sir.
did you utilize, Dr. Amir, that time for yourself?
Sir, first of all, I would be like to honest. I also got off track, because at that time, like we were studying really hard, and after that, when we heard like the news that it has been postponed, we were like, let's take a break, and the break took like literally long, and after that, it was even harder to continue the study. So we tried to force ourselves to study at least some content, not the whole subject, or to revise something at least, so that we could again get on the track. That's how I managed, and after that, I revised the subject which were weak before, and which I was like planning, like I will study this much only or that much only, the particular part from a subject. So I took that time to complete and cover the whole subject and the subjects which were weak.
Right. So that's important actually, that you utilize the time and don't get distracted. And even if you get, like, you need to get back on track. And that's a very important thing that you need to consider. That's true. Now, I would like to ask you, how did the supplementary sessions help you? Definitely your primary source for your revisions and for your studies were definitely your notes. Okay. So all the faculties gave their best, but apart from that, we all had like a lot of supplementary sessions as well, whether it is test and discussions, or it was image based sessions, or they were revision or chanting sessions, or whatever kind of sessions were conducted with the mentors or with the faculties. How did you utilize them? Like, what was your take on that?
Sir, as you took our TND, so I used to attend each and every TND. I never missed any TNDs or any class. And in like for test and discussion, whichever subject test was there, I used to study that subject and I used to go. So after appearing for the test, I used to come to know about like which are my weak topics or things, so on what I have to work hard. And always like I used to remember, like you used to say, be a jack of all, rather not be a master of none. So that thing I kept in mind, that your QRS sessions, your TNDs, and all faculties and mentors, all TNDs helped a lot. Like when I sat in exam, I used to get a question. So I used to remember that thing or that topic or which you taught in class. So that thing I could remember in the exam. So that TND sessions and QRS sessions were very helpful, and actually notes covered most of the 80% of the things that were asked in the exam, sir.
Right, great. So as Dr. Kritika mentioned, notes covered 80% of the things. I would like to ask Dr. Amber, because a lot of people are doubtful still that whether the notes or the faculties are they able to match up to the increasing standards of the examination according to next. So what do you feel like? Were they more than enough to solve most of your questions in the examination?
Actually, sir, I will say the same thing. Like notes were enough. First of all, like to complete the 80% of the paper, notes were enough. And whichever topic which we don't know, like as Vikas sir and you and all faculty says, like we cannot master all the subject in just only 6 months, or we cannot remember everything we study. So the remaining part which was over there, like 20%, 15 to 20%, we used to like study but not very deeply. Our main focus was on notes and the test and discussion questions. Like it literally 100 to 120 questions were from our test and discussion QRS session, image based session. And I would really like to thank you and Dr. Vinayak Mehtre sir, Dr. Vikas sir, and all the FMG faculty for that. And because of that, on those questions only, I would consider myself passed. And your explanation literally helped us very much in question. Like when we used to see the question in exam, that time I literally remember like this question was explained by Dr. Omkar sir, and I know this answer and this is right. That's how I remember everything.
Great, great. We are more than happy that all our efforts, definitely your efforts, mainly have paid off.
Yes,
So coming towards my last question to both of you, what were the obstacles that you faced when you entered Delhi and when you were preparing throughout your journey? And like, what were the mistakes that you did that you feel that all the upcoming FMG aspirants should avoid? We can go ahead with Dr. Kratika first.
Sir, when I entered Delhi, Gautam Nagar first time, so it was like totally different atmosphere was there. It's like it's totally up to a person, like what they get indulged over there. It's totally depends on person. So I decided like I have to just go from my PG to coaching and coaching to PG. I didn't go anywhere else because I was focused that I have to clear this exam in first attempt, sir. So that thing was there in my mind, like there are many people who are indulged into other things, but I thought like as you and Vikas sir or everyone motivated us, like it depends totally on a person how they focus and how they carry the thing. So I was totally focused that I need to clear this, and my focus was just exam. So yeah, it's depend on a person, sir.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I feel because a lot of
Yeah.
distractions do occur, and it's
Yes,
important
sir.
to isolate yourselves for a while. Then you are definitely focused towards your
Yeah.
goal. What is your
Yes,
take on
sir.
that, Dr. Amit?
sir, as Dr. Katika says, like it depends on person to person, but I would like to share mine. Like at first, when I came to Gautam Nagar, I didn't know who was staying here and who wasn't. Then, like 22, I took 20 to 25. It took 20 to 25 days to settle over there and to know the things. And after that, I tried to study as hard as possible. And with that only, like it was really hard. There were some obstacles, like as you know, sir, in Gautam Nagar, there are no like electricities and all the problems over there in PGs and flats, and the pollution over there, the dirtiness, and we have like they were small in compared to how what we were going to do. Like we have to clear the FMG. So
Right.
yes, I did some mistake. Like sometimes I didn't felt to revise after the class, and then after that, after few days, I just remember like it was not good to skip the revision after classes. That's why like I continue after that. But in the starting period, I made some mistake. Like I have skipped one or two sessions also, TND sessions also, because it was like I didn't know how to go there and how to study for that. And after few days, I just get involved in it and I got it.
Great, great. That's more important, I feel, when you admit your mistakes, when you actually learn from them, and then definitely you did not repeat it. And that's why you have landed up in success, I feel. So I hope we are glad to have you over with us to answer all our queries. And we are so thankful that you have given us the time to answer all the queries that usually the FMG aspirants have. And we congratulate you once again wholeheartedly from on behalf of the whole team AFMG. And yeah, definitely we wish you all the luck and all the very best for all the future endeavors that you undertake. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
And sir, I would like to thank you also because of your test and discussion session. I have come this far because you have like explained all the things which we didn't know. You used to explain all the four options in the starting. Like I was feeling like, why is this man explaining all the four options? Why is he isn't explaining the answer only?